until last you made?
Well, the Indiana Jones series, particularly the first 3 films done in the 80s, we're showing the 3rd one today, by the way, Last Crusade. I have to, anytime those titles come up, I think of the word fun. And it was the same I observed with Lucas and Spielberg. This was a genre in a time period that they both loved. It had, you know, adventure, it had romance, it had comedy, and it had serious action, you know, with a bit of magic associated with whatever artifact Indy's after. So it's a wonderful combination for entertainment, escapist entertainment movies. So there were a lot of smiles, I thought, on everybody's face working on those films. It's not something you normally always see. Spielberg, of course, was a terrific director to do, we all know the works that he's achieved time and time again. I used to ask him, how do you do that? You come up with these ways of moving the camera that you just cover everything, but you're not aware of what's going on. It just, and he said, like, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just do it. It's something like that. He was brilliant, and of course George was behind the whole thing because he had shaped the character, and it was a collaboration that really worked well because in good collaborations you have there's always a bit of tension, a little conflict. You know, person A wants a certain thing, person B says, no, you can't do that. I'm trying to think of an example, but they would trade things off. Oh, okay, you can have the boulder scene if I can take out the Jeep scene. Or something. You know, there was negotiation, and it really, in seeing that film, those films that evolved, it worked to an advantage that each one was kind of editing the other. You know, we all need someone to tell us when we're, say, going down the wrong path, or we're wrong, or to inspire them to go to find a solution. And that kind of collaboration, I witnessed it on the post-production mostly on those films, which I thought benefited both of them in those movies. And of course, those of us in the sound department, we were once again given the opportunity, I was, prior to shooting and during the shooting, to really build a library of sounds that were needed in the movie. It gave us the time and the budget to go out and record airplanes and freighters, and go out on ships and record all kinds of weapons, and re-record all kinds of weapons, and then do more weapons. Why did we do so many weapons? It's fun, but it was quite interesting to be engaged in those films. Once again, you know, like with the Raiders, we did the first one. You know, you probably could have found most of the sounds you wanted, sound effects, in existing libraries in the studio. You could have found crashes and cars and face punches, but I wanted to take it further than that. I wanted to build on those wonderful legacy sounds, but magnify them, bring them into the modern technical age of full range Dolby recording and stereo. Remember, this was kind of a revolution that was taking place, from going from all films being monaural, optical track, which had lots of limitations. Of course, they did wonderful mixes for years, but we wanted, certainly in the post-Star Wars, Apocalypse Now era, we wanted to grow and have sounds around you and have greater subwoofers, and of course Indy was a great opportunity because we exaggerated everything. I always refer to those films as being a comic book sound, you know, where you punch and there's the balloon that says kapow, you know, written in the comic language. That's the kind of sound that we were making.